What's up, YouTube? So I took a minute. I got a free minute last night, right? So I got this motor yanked out. The SLP single actually looks pretty good because it had this like heat blanket on it. That looks really bad. Moss growing on it, shit. But underneath, it looked pretty nice. Um, yeah, the can and the white pipe look like complete ass, but the pipe looks good. I was saying I wanted this to be a stock build, but honestly, I'm feeling pretty lazy. I don't want to have to swap out the shock tower bracket or anything like that. So we are going to keep the SLP single pipe. However, I am not going to use the SLP head or my fancy pants legend head, even though I did find out this legend setup. So I got the head cover right there, the dome's up there. That is a pump gas sea level type head. However, I'm really at sea level. This is like 170 feet of elevation here. And I called Mark up. Mark is the owner or whatever at Legend Performance. He doesn't really build aftermarket performance parts anymore. He just does lubricants, so like two-stroke oil, stuff like that, which is really cool. But I always heard these horror stories, and we're talking about how he's an asshole, this, that, whatnot. He was really nice to me over the phone, so full of information, very helpful, and I found him quite pleasant to talk to, honestly. But he told me those are for 0 to 4,000 feet elevation, pump gas, which would be 91 anywhere else. We don't have 91 here. But he told me I have to run a stock pipe with those heads to be, you know, run my fuel. So we have 90. That's the best we have at the pump, unless I run 100 low lead. He said, yeah, I'm pushing it if I have even a single pipe with his head on 90. However, if I put a stock pipe on, I can run his head, this and that. It's like, well, you know what? I think honestly, I'll probably get bigger gains from even just a single pipe than I would from a head. The head kind of is like an accent. It helps with all, it's like a supporting mod for everything else, is how I look at it. So you put radical pipes on, let's say, not this Pro XR, but my orange one. I put twin pipes on it, you know. Man, this is awesome. I can't, because with the stock head, I can't run pump fuel with twin pipes on an 800 VES. It will just self-destruct, detonate, blow itself to fucking pieces. So, in an aftermarket head with the correct domes, I can then run pump gas with my other mods. So really, if I were to run a head, it's pretty much for looks. So I'm skipping that. I'm keeping the SLP single, because I think it'll give me better gains, and I just don't want to change that shit. But I pulled this motor so I can steal the water pump, engine plate, primary clutch, and the Y pipe, along with the coolant rail for this one. I went ahead, I got a stock head slapped on this. I know I'm not really doing a good job at taking video stuff, but this is on here, it's torqued down. I always RTV my bolts, because some of these, they can leak. I mean, coolant can leak by the head bolt. So, yep, those are all RTV, torqued down, this, that. Case is done, bottom end done, top end done. I just need reeds, a water pump, my electronics, coolant rail, exhaust. I guess I could probably go with the new temp sensor, and then throw this bad chicken back in the sled. Now the issue there is this thing is fucking disgusting. Although it's a really nice straight sled, it is dirty with a capital T. Like, it's really, really bad, and I need Amber to clean it, but she hasn't been too like, yippee, about cleaning sleds lately. So I think I'm on my own, which means it'll probably just get vacuumed out and a real brief wipe down and call it good. But anyways, I'm gonna get this thing tossed up on the bench once I get some room, and start tearing everything off this that I'm going to need for the other motor. Hell yeah, really want to get the sled running, want to get the hell out of my garage and move on to the next project. So yeah, let's try to make some progress. I'll get back to you guys. Sweet. So I'm pulling this thing apart. Spent a little bit of time cleaning up the recoil. I mean, it's not like spotless or anything, but it's a hell of a lot better than it was. Because it did originally look like this. However, pulling all this stuff apart, that coolant pump feels nice. And it's kind of a shame because this thing actually spins over really nice now. Granted, the clutch is hitting stuff, but look at that. There's still a bunch of rust in the cylinder and shit. Honestly, I think if I would have fed this thing a little bit more oil and ran it just a little bit longer, it probably would have cleaned up, or not. I don't really know. But anyways, it should be good for parts. I'll still split the cases, pull the crank, check the crank out, you know, really detailed clean the bearings, re-oil them, and see where we're at then. But for now, we have this fresh beauty. So I'm gonna go ahead, keep pulling stuff apart, clean these parts as I pull them out, and start assembling on this one as I get time. Sounds like a fucking cement mixer. This poor sled had a rough life. More tear it apart, better gets. See, some sort of work's been done to this cylinder in the past. It's 220. That one is not. And I can tell you that just by looking at the exhaust port. See how oval that is? See how square that is? This is 220. This one, that's guaranteed an 824 off newer style. Like, whatever. Mid 98 newer non-best 700. Yeah. Not sure what's been done to this one. Don't look like any crazy port work from this side. I mean, the exhaust might have been cleaned up, but I guess if anything was really done, it would have been transfer port work for like a trail porting. Hell, I don't know. I'd have to pull it off. Maybe it's just been replated because I can still see the cross hatches. So, who knows? But I'm just getting busy pulling everything off this thing that I need for that thing. And it can go in this thing because I have a new thing in the bed of my, oh boy, you can't even see. A new thing in the bed of my truck that I want to pull in and start working on. I guess I won't show too much of that though. That'll be another video. Just going to do a quick clean, specifically under where the motor is, because the rest of this I can kind of clean up at a later time, and I really just want to get this thing running with the fresh motor and kind of get it out of my garage. Move on to other stuff. I guess I could probably drag this thing out too. I'm probably not going to work on it for a little while, but yeah. Like I'm saying, I'm tired of building greasy fucking motors, so got this all cleaned up, ready to, well, I still have to clean that, but then this will be ready to bolt onto this motor. Whew. And then parts can start going on as I clean them. It'd go a lot quicker if I didn't clean, but you know what, god damn it, I'm tired of fucking gross shit. Alright, engine plates on, got this cleaned up, got it thrown on. I guess next we'll get started on the water pump and electronics. Yay! It's probably my least favorite part to do. I didn't film it, but new crank seal installed, stator's on. Still a little dirty in here, but that's kind of a hard spot to clean. Coolant pump feels great. Yeah, getting there, getting there. One thing at a time, boys. This thing, I won't have it in the sled. Actually, Amber did clean up in there some, so that was super fucking nice of her. It really, really made me happy. But it's not gonna go in tonight, but I want this thing ready to go in tonight. That way tomorrow I can come out, just plop it in, pull them up some lines, fire this bad chicken up, and yeah, get pretty excited. Yeah, she's not the prettiest thing, but she's also not the dirtiest and ugliest I've ever seen either, so. Proof. New crank seal. Anyways. kind of wish I would have sandblasted this, but honestly, it's not going to affect nothing. Just kind of ugly, and it's not something anyone's going to see unless they watch my video. So that's going to stay ugly. Belt that was originally on this looks amazing. The width, nice. There's no cracking between the cogs or anything of the sort. This thing, I think, will hold up for quite a while. So I just went ahead, threw it back on. Hell yeah. With that, this will be easier with those spark plugs, but that's good. It's all together. As far as this goes, it's ready to have recoil slapped on it. Fucking just gonna send it. Okay, we already got one reed and card boot on. These are still stock, but these are newer stock ones. The originals would have these weird green pedals. So I'll have to just put the newer stuff in it. Why not? It's a newer version. I mean, obviously they update stuff for a reason. So yeah, we're gonna run this newer style. Plus, I've honestly had, not this set specifically, but I've had these little rubber deals. Oh, actually, just like rip off, kind of like that. So, kind of a reason I didn't want to run the original 98 reeds. So, newer stock reeds it is. I do have a bunch of V-Force reeds over there, but I don't have any gaskets, and quite frankly, I don't want to RTV a set of reeds in. You don't have to do none of that with these because they have a little rubber O-ring. That's what seals on a stock reed, whereas aftermarket uses a gasket. Well, this thing's pretty much ready to go. I was getting ready to throw the exhaust manifold on. I hit it real fast in the glass cabinet. Not to get it perfect, more or less, I just really want to get this mating surface really clean. But I might as well wait, get some high temp, you know, whatever paint it up black, make it look good. Do that before I put it on the motor, get a bunch of paint all over the motor, you know. So I guess that's as far as we're getting today. Pretty much done. Throw a white pipe and clutch on it, and she is ready to go. And this, get that knocked out tomorrow.